Welcome back to the Hawkeye Garage. I am Joe. Now that the riding season has essentially ended in Iowa, I figured I would do a quick walk around of the build of my 2018 Transition Sentinel, tell you guys quick about some of the parts and mainly what I thought of them and how it worked out for me, so stay tuned. Real quick, just before we jump into it, I did do a build video of this, so I'll probably link that at the end if you want to go check that out. 2018 Transition Sentinel alloy frame, bought the frame off of Pink Bike and then assembled it all together myself from there. Mostly used parts, some new parts. Middle-aged now, got back into mountain biking. This is like my 4th season back into it here in Iowa, so of course nothing too insane. Yes, the bike is way more than I need here. It is overbuilt and has too much suspension travel, but I figured if I was going to go out and build this, I would build it kind of future-proof-ish, no matter where I might end up, maybe on a trip, a vacation, and it would hopefully hold its value for a little while. So let's dig into it a little bit deeper and do a quick little walk around. 29er, of course, this is actually my first 29er. Pretty happy with that. I really liked the 27.5. I really liked how it rode. It was playful, but we have a lot of tree roots on the trails here in Iowa. I mean, a lot, and it slows you down. It beats the crap out of you, and that was the biggest reason I wanted to go full suspension 29er. I'm fairly slow, but I wanted to maintain as much momentum, rollover speed as I could, and I gotta say, definitely 29er did that. The full suspension helped. Still love the 27.5 hardtail. Hardtail is just something, they're both like sports cars, but the hardtail is like a manual sports car with no aids. When you get it right, it just is perfect, but it does kind of beat you up. I can definitely tell going over jumps and in tight corners and stuff, I can tell the 29er, the physics of the spinning mass, but I guess that's something to get used to. Still trying to get used to it. The suspension travel, like I said, it's more suspension travel than I need, obviously. So going over little jumps, it almost like just soaks them up, like it's bumps, more than you can actually hucking it off the jump. Again, something that I'm getting used to, and you know, a lot of that I can just work on as I continue to ride it. It is heavier than I kind of anticipated, but I suppose, you know, it's a 6-year-old enduro frame, so it came in at 32 pounds. I have really accurate 1 pound increment scales at work. I weighed it's 32 pounds. Apparently my hardtail was a lot lighter than I thought that it was. I'm guessing now it was probably 23 to 25 pounds at the absolute heaviest, but you know, like I said, 29er enduro frame, whatever. To the enduro frame, it climbed really well. Obviously, I mean, kind of half of enduro is climbing. So the head tube angle, the long travel in the front, long-ish travel, 160, it climbed really well. I never had a problem raising the front wheel off as I was climbing, so that went better than expected. The 64.5 degree head tube angle is a bit much where I'm at. There's a really specific speed that it likes to perform at. Anything slower, it's a learning curve. Anything faster here in Iowa gets a little bit squirrely too. I think probably 65.5, 66 would be like perfect here, but you know, like I said, I kind of want to future-proof myself no matter where I was. I think this fits the bill. Wish it was a little bit lighter. That's my biggest kind of thing about it. So, front tire, DHF, tried and true, awesome. I did 29 2.3s, front and rear. The rear is an aggressor. It's the first time I had an aggressor, and again, this was my trying to maintain momentum and speed. Only thing that I saw online about these is they can lock up more because of the less tread. And I can say with the 4-piston code R's and the 180 mil rotor on the back, it will do that quite easily. So, you know, no complaints there, absolutely no complaints. Like I said, RSC code R's or codes, RSC codes, sorry. 4-piston front and rear, absolutely love the brakes. Those, if I get a different bike, those will be going to a different bike. Just standard SRAM rotors, 200, 180, and no complaints there at all. Front wheel is just a standard specialized wheel. I think it came off of a Levo. It was like a brand new takeoff. Rear wheel was matching, but I switched that over to, it's a Bontrager Rapid, what is it? Rapid Drive, Hyperdrive. It's the 104 degrees, tripping over my microphone. 108, 104 points of engagement. I've had several of these rear wheels in different configurations, and obviously it's louder than I want it to be, because I've said it before, I like quiet wheels, but I like good engagement. For the cost, the weight, the engagement, you really can't beat these wheels, I don't think. While we're back here in this area, SRAM GX drivetrain, I think it's the best. It's the best. Unless you want to go crazy expensive with carbon or electronic shifting, I think it's the best. It has the derailleur that you can lock out to work on it, ball bearings in the guide wheels, it's lightweight, for a little bit cost over NX, which, you know, uses the dub style bottom bracket. I think that until something else comes along that beats it, like whatever the new GX or the next version of whatever that's same cost point but even lighter, even better, I will be sticking with this. Yeah, I do go with the XO, or yeah, the XO1, not the top of the, I can never remember, second from the top of the shifter from SRAM, just because I think it's a little bit nicer. There's more aluminum than plastic. The actual lever itself is adjustable. You can change that. That's not much more than what a GX costs, so I like that. I go with that. I think I'm due probably maybe for a new bottom bracket, and man, sorry guys, the focus. New bottom bracket, maybe a new chain. It needs a wash, obviously, but it's time to tear it down, grease everything, check everything. I've got, man, probably well over 1,000 miles on the bottom bracket, close to that on the chain. I did 250 trail miles just this year. Like, that doesn't count neighborhood riding, campground riding, just trails. That was my goal for the year, and I met that, so happy with that. Loving the RockShox Yari up front. I'm still kind of messing with the compression rebound stuff, dialing that in, but I don't think that I will change that, other than maybe a service when I think that it needs it. But I'm extremely happy with how that has performed. The standard RockShox whatever, I don't even know, because I don't care really. On the back has been great. P&W dropper, kind of gold standard. Dropper lever works great. P&W bars and stem. I went with ODI grips this year. They're fine. They're good grips. They're super grippy. Didn't help my hand from going numb. My right hand, I've had enough injuries over the years doing stupid stuff, and yeah, my right hand goes numb fairly quickly. But WTB Volt saddle. This is the first one I had of that. I've already ordered another one. I got one there. I'm sold on the WTB Volts. I actually have a Coda over on that one, which they say is the women's oriented one. But if you watch anything about saddle technology, that has absolutely nothing to do with it. You just need to get one that is the right width for your bum. But I really like that saddle on a cruiser bike. It's super great. Like I said, Volt, I think I'm gonna get a Rocket and try that sometime, but sold on the WTB saddles, especially for the cost. Tried and true Chester pedals. These are the older version. They fit the size of my foot really well. I used them because I had them. Love them. They work great. So that is pretty much the bike. Well, there it is. Maybe gave you guys a little bit of insight. If you're another middle-aged dad getting back into mountain biking, you might be kind of curious on what works, what doesn't, and why. Hopefully that helps. Check out some of my older, or my last year or two videos on mountain biking as well. Plans for the future, I have none. I will maintain and keep riding it. Maybe I'll throw a different set of grips on it next year just because grips are inexpensive and like to try out grips. Maybe I'll go with a different color scheme, throw some different pedals on it, some different stickers. But yeah, I just need to wash it, take it apart, clean, grease, oil, etc., etc. Moving forward, I think maybe if I were going to change up to any other bike, I can't justify the cost of buying a new carbon frame, which obviously is lighter. And I say new because new comes with a warranty. By a used carbon frame, you're not going to get that manufacturer's warranty because you're the second-hand owner. Switching to a more slightly less aggressive bike, like a second tier stump jumper, something in those lines. They don't come with as good a fork. They don't come with GX, which that's, you know, I have to have that. It doesn't have as good of brakes. And the off chances of finding somebody that wants to trade frames is pretty low. So I think for the time being, what I need to work on is me. I need to do some more exercising. I need to do some, I did pretty much as much riding as I could afford to do this year as far as time. So I think I just need to really dial in and work on technique when I'm riding. I'm never going to be a huge famous downhill guy, so I don't really need to just be bombing it out there all the time. I could be working more on technique and taking that seriously. So there's that. I would like to build another hardtail. Absolutely love hardtails. Don't know if I would go 20. Maybe I should build a hardtail 29er, and then I could just swap my wheels back and forth because that would save me a little bit of money, depending, because I can't ride them both at the same time. I don't know, it's a thought. Anyway, if you're new to the channel, doing quite a bit of mountain biking stuff for the last couple years. We have more stuff coming. I've got a couple vintage 26ers behind me. We're gonna be doing more of that over the winter. I've got tons of it hanging in the garage. Got a bike I need to build for my daughter in the spring. I've got another video I need to do on the bike that I built for my other daughter last spring, old downhill bike turned trail bike, which is, in my opinion, very cool. So if you're new to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, check out all my Toyota off-road stuff as well. Got a 3rd gen 4Runner right now, GX 470, but I've had other stuff in the past. Tons of videos out there. Follow the links down below to my Instagram, my Facebook, where I post this and other day-to-day life stuff as well. And until the next video drops, thank you for watching. Take care. Goodbye.